Here at St. Peter's, the parish was started in 1839. And prior to 1839, if you were a Catholic living in Staten Island, you had to go off the island to go to Mass. So this was founded as the mother congregation for Catholics in Richmond County or Staten Island. The first building was erected on the site in 1844. That structure burned down in the late 1890s. So this building was built beginning in 1900 to replace the building that was burned down. What's interesting about the building is they match the exterior brick color. The style is a little bit different, but if you look closely, you can see the marriage of the two buildings. So this building was finished 1902, but it was not completely finished the way we see it today. The tower behind me, which is called the Cardinal Tower, wasn't finished until 1919. The clock tower is visible from all over. It's a landmark here on the North Shore of Staten Island. So the style of architecture is rather interesting because it borrows elements from Gothic, Romanesque, and Byzantine elements combined to see what you see here. So it's not a pure Gothic cathedral like you would see in Europe. It's not a pure Romanesque architecture that you might see in other places here in the United States. The architect really borrowed different styles to make it fashionable and also to make this the prominent landmark here on the North Shore. At one point in the church's history, they added dormered windows on the roof of the building, presumably to make the building look nicer. Those were actually taken down in the early 1990s. And the roof was restored to what it was originally. So the windows are actually rather interesting. These stained glass windows are German windows. They're the manufacturing firm Meyer of Munich, still in business today. They don't do stained glass anymore. Meyer of Munich was the go-to window designer for American Catholics. They're all memorial windows, which means a family bought them and gave them as memorials to the church, but they are actually absolutely fantastic. Some of them are actually signed Meyer of Munich. Stations of the Cross, which you see around the perimeter of the sanctuary, these are actually from France. They were recently restored, and they are exquisite. The altar rail behind me is actually onyx from Italy. So this church really has a lot of European flavor to it, German, French, Italian, which makes it a really special spot. The clocks have also been refurbished, so they actually do tell time again. So living in the neighborhood, it's nice to hear the chimes.